welcome to another weekend on Rana's Radar. I'm here in Lebanon, Tennessee for the Redneck Rumble. Scooter, how's it going?
Doing great. We're having a good weekend.
You have it, of course you are. Look at this. This is one of my favorite shows. And I say that about a few shows, but not that many. But this one is definitely right up there because you don't know what you're going to find.
You'll find a little bit of everything from rat rods to show cars to nice customs, anything in between. So
anything and everything.
We love them all.
So tell me, Redneck Rumble, I was here for the fall, which was last year, but this is the spring, so it happens twice a year.
Twice a year. This is our 9th year for the spring show, and this coming fall will be our 18th year for that.
Wow.
So we've been doing it for a while. We started just really small. At the time, I was working with Old School Rods and Car Culture Deluxe, and just started out doing motorcycle shows. I've been doing bike shows for about 20 years.
Okay.
And then, we've always fooled with old cars and stuff, so we just decided to add the bikes and the cars together, and here we are.
But now when I think of Redneck Rumble, I'm thinking rat rods.
Yeah, we had a big base there with rat rods that we started with, and we've got a lot of help from Rat Rod Magazine over the years, and so it's a little bit of everything. I mean, we like to buy them and sell them and build them and find parts, and that's where it all really started, was us hunting parts and stuff.
Yep.
So we decided, to do the swap meet and everything. And
so am I expecting bikes as well today?
yes, yeah, we have motorcycle classes as well as the cars and the trucks.
Yeah. But you do have everything. You've got trucks, you've got fire trucks,
yeah.
You've got rat rods, then you've got nice beautiful cars on the inside as well.
Yeah, and there's, like I said, full-on customs here and rat rods and stuff you look at and don't know what it was, right? Pieces and parts to make one good one, but just a lot of creativity, a little bit of noise.
We're definitely going to hear some noise.
Oh yeah.
So tell me about some of the activities that happens here over the weekend.
We have, like I said, we have the car show, of course. We have swap meet, huge swap meet, and he just ran over a chair, but okay.
Oh.
We've got bands tomorrow evening after the awards.
Okay.
We'll have a stunt bike show tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. Everybody hanging out, having a great time. Right.
And look what's behind us. I have no idea what that is. I mean, it looks like it used to be a fire truck at one stage.
I don't know.
Or a golf buggy, or
that's some kind of golf cart. Yeah.
Golf cart, and then you got things like this. It's just, anything and everything.
That's it.
I'm in for some very interesting interviews this weekend, so I hope you all are going to enjoy this. Everybody wanting to get organized, so do they just show up? Do they register? What's the process?
It is the best thing to do is to pre-register. That way, you don't have to wait in as long of line. Sometimes the registration line gets a little long, but if you go on our website, it's bothbarrels.us. It's got all the information on there, and then also Instagram, the Redneck Rumble page on there, and the Facebook, it's at the Redneck Rumble page there, and all the information's on there, and we'll be back here in September.
And I'm guessing registration's open for September?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can even show up on the day
right.
as well.
You can register at the gate on Friday or Saturday morning, beginning at 7 a.m. if you hadn't registered. So it's not like you can't be here.
Now, is there awards?
Yes, we do. Actually, we do what we call the Dirty Dozen.
Okay.
So we do top 12 bikes and then also the top 12 cars and trucks together.
Okay.
It's not, a lot of these guys are here for the fun of it and the hangout, and we got people that they've met here and they become friends here, and so
off memory, there's a campground behind us as well.
Yes, there's camping.
Yeah, so people can actually camp here and stay the entire weekend.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's awesome. We're going to go over there and check out some of the cars and get some interviews and show you around the Redneck Rumble.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Only the cool ones do.
Only the cool ones. Well, Erie, Eric, you got to show me exactly what you do with this, and then we're going to have a chat about what it is.
Sure.
Okay, so it's a cycle?
Yes, this is actually, it's named the Blue Demon. Me and my buddy Ian Roussel built this out in Mojave Desert on his television show, Full Custom Garage. It's on Motor Trend Network. and we built this in 2 weeks. It started life as, I think these are 2.5 inch or 3 inch by 3/8 thick wall tubing that we had bent on the diamond edge. Basically, instead of flat, it's turned on a diamond is what it's called. So there's always 3 points. And if you notice, at any point in time, you can only see 3 points of the bar.
Yeah.
And also 1, 2, 3 main bars.
But it actually has got 4 points.
Yes. But it kind of ties it all in, and it's a numbers thing. So then the rest of it is a VW transaxle that we took 18 inches out of. We took 9 inches out of both sides and shortened the axles. And then it's just a VW Type 3 motor out of like a square back car. And then the great big dirt track tires and the widest rims we could make. An aluminum bomber seat, hand shifter, steering. The steering is done through parking brake cables that steer the front wheels.
Just like a cycle.
Yep, just like a cycle. So technically it has 4 wheels, but it is a trike. It is a cycle. You know,
All right, well, come over here. Tell me about why you've designed the tires like that. And
we just kind of set out to build like the coolest trike we could think of. So we just kind of wanted to like do the best one, or set the stage like, hey, these could be better. You know, so if someone else could get inspired and see this and be like, oh man, I want to build something like that or better, that's even better for us because we want to see that.
100%. This is why I love coming to the Redneck Rumble, everybody, because you never know what you're going to find.
Exactly.
But when you're turning, I mean, I'm just wondering about the function of this.
Yeah. Oh, that's easy.
So you just turn.
Yep. The cables turn the wheels, and it actually acts as like a snowmobile.
Okay.
Like with skis, and it steers you literally where you want to go. It's very stable. The length of it actually helps it be more stable because it's such an odd shape and an odd wheel track to go down the road. So the length of it actually helps kind of stabilize things. It's the best way I could describe it. But it rides really well. And you're just kind of in the breeze, and it's really smooth, and it's all throttle. The more you twist, it pushes you back in the seat harder and faster. It's just neat.
One of them is the gas, the other's the brake, I'm guessing?
No, this is the gas.
Yeah.
So that's the gas pedal. This is the clutch pedal, and that's the brake pedal.
That's the brake pedal.
Yep. And then you shift. This is the shifter.
Did you say 2-speed?
4-speed.
4-speed.
Yep. 4-speed.
Wow.
It's the stock car that they were in. They could probably get up to like 65, 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
This is such lightweight, and we did add 2 carburetors to it. So
that's what I'm wondering. How fast does it go?
It could probably do about 100 on a smooth surface, or something flat. But that'd be about it. But the physical chassis itself, I don't know if I'd want to be at 100 miles an hour.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. You're practically sitting on the ground.
Oh yeah. Anything
it's
happens,
so low.
that's it.
That's it.
I mean, it's like with anything else with an automobile, but it's just a little more
it's
real
fun.
At that point.
100%. It's fun just to take it for those fun cruises and check it out, and then obviously to show it off. Because, and how did you get inspired? Where did the design come from?
No idea. I could tell you this. It came from like the void. It came from nothing. Nothing.
I love that.
So.
Wow, that is very cool, very unique. Never seen one. That's why I was like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
Now you got something else down here as well.
Oh geez, yes.
Okay.
Man, you're nosy. No.
I'm very nosy, especially when something looks like this. I'm walking past it and I'm like, what the heck is it?
Yeah, no. So
I have no idea what it is.
This is the iron lung bubble top. I built this over the course of like 5 years, and I finished it in 2015. It was originally a 65 Ford Thunderbird. So I tell everyone I cut all the ugly off and built what was left.
Okay.
Basically. And the joking, but it really was what I did. So this is, body's all steel. So this is fenders. These are door skins. This is the rear quarter of the car. This is some of the rear trunk. This is the rear bumper that's been cut and modified, and then the belly of the car, as the sheet metal, goes along this way over the course of the car. That's the roof skin flipped upside down. And then little things like this. This is just a piece of 18 gauge that I had cut off with my Beverly shear that was laying in the scrap bin. And this is a dog leg body panel off of a Kia Santa Fe, I think. And then...
what is the purpose of this here?
Oh, this here?
Yeah.
Oh, these are the controls to run the bubble up and down.
Okay.
I currently have the power off where I run through, but it's basically...
It reminds me of the reactor.
Yeah.
This is your,
Yes.
we talked before you.
Oh, yeah.
I never get tired of this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Every show, it's a hit.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
It is so appropriate now.
Yeah.
That.
Okay, so the chassis and everything is from the Thunderbird.
No,
No?
the chassis, I built the frame.
Okay.
Built all that. It's just a ladder chassis, typical like T-bucket chassis,
Okay.
or just, it's 2 bars, couple of braces across. It has a 440 big block Mopar motor, 727 transmission, 8 3/4 sure grip posi rear end. Also in the back is all the radiator, the fuel cell, the battery, the air pump, air tank, fuse box.
There's a lot in the
And
back,
a lot
and
of
it's a
lines,
small
yes.
space
From
there.
this
How have
area,
you fitted
literally
everything?
from this area here to the back of this bumper, everything
Okay.
is filled to the brim.
I love what you've done with the back
There's-
here. All right, Eric, tell me about the back here.
The back is
Yeah.
just the 65 rear bumper. It obviously was cut and narrowed and cantered. The taillight lenses, I made all those actually in my oven in the house, to the much of the discord of my wife, which was funny.
You made this inside the oven
Yes.
to use it to heat it up so then you can mold it?
Yes.
Or? Okay. You have a good wife.
Yes, I do. And she's taken care of very well because I do dumb things like this. Okay. So it's the yin and the yang of it.
Yeah.
It all just washes
It
out.
all just washes
yes,
up.
Yes. I made sure that she's compensated properly.
Good man.
The bubble, I make bubbles. This is done with a flat sheet of acrylic or polycarbonate, and you start with a frame or shape or whatever type of circle you want or shape, base, and you do that out of MDF, and then you use another MDF board with a little air hole in it and an air valve and everything. And you sandwich a flat sheet of acrylic on that, and you put your flange, whatever shape you want to come out. You flip it all upside down on top of basically a big box that's got a bunch of grills inside of it, and you heat it to 370 degrees. Every 5 to 6 minutes, you rotate the whole thing 180 to keep the heat even. Once you hit 370, you shut the grill, the heat source off, and you apply 4 pounds of PSI, and it will blow a bubble upside down, absolutely perfect every time.
Wow. Well, you've
And
explained that.
that's how you make a bubble.
You've explained that very well, but I'm sure it's a lot more complicated than the way you put it. Now, you're obviously very creative.
I ate a lot of crayons as a child.
Is that where it comes from?
I think so, yes.
Okay. I mean, this is just fascinating. What's next for you?
Actually, I am starting to work on my next weird thing,
Uh-huh.
and I can't talk about it much. But I will say this: the floors in it are going to be like flat lava lamps, and they are going to continuously move but be transparent to the ground.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
So-
Does that mean that maybe it'll be finished by the spring?
Yeah, more likely by the
Spring?
spring. Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
okay.
So I'll be back, and I always come to the show
Yep.
all the time. I'm a good friends with Scooter. I've taken him to other shows like out in Oklahoma with Starbirds and all that fun stuff. So
Yep.
we're good friends. So whenever I always do these shows, so I always try to bring something new all the time. So
This is very, very cool.
cool.
Absolutely loving it, and yeah, congratulations. So creative.
Thank you very
Awesome.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
It's a 4-speed automatic transmission,
1939 Oldsmobile Business Coupe.
business coupe.
Jean, how are you today?
Hey, I got up this morning.
You
What
got
more
up
can
this
I
morning.
do, right? Hey, when you get my age, if I get up, that's half the day's battle.
Oh, well, that's a good attitude.
Yes,
That's a good
right.
attitude. So come here closer. I'm loving this. I could tell there's a lot of customizations that's been done to this. Not everything is 39
No,
period, correct?
Right.
But how long have you had it for?
bought it last November.
Last November. And it was done when you got it?
It was painted,
It was painted.
and it was running. It was a nice car, but I just didn't like the suspension. I didn't like the braking system in it.
Was that all old original or
No,
had
it
been
was
changed?
been upgraded, but it was upgraded when they did it in 2006.
Okay.
So I wanted to put disc brakes all the way around, put a brand new radiator in it, put a high performance water pump in it, circulate more water to keep it cooler.
But we still got a 350
It's a slightly modified 350.
modified 350.
It has air, power steering, like I said, disc brakes, changed the master cylinder, which is under the floor.
And do you know if they lowered it,
No,
the body? Did they bring it down to the frame or?
no, the body's sitting there. All has been lowered is we just pulled out some of the springs.
Okay.
And plus there's 14-inch rims on the front, 15s on the back, so it gives you your slight cant.
That's what it's giving that look, isn't
Yes.
it?
It's
And
the
one
look-
of the things you were telling me, sorry to cut you off, is the lights, the headlights here at the front,
there are headlights, parking lights, turn signals, and high beams all in one.
all in one.
Yeah, after I bought it, and I went looking for where all the turn signals are.
Yes.
And they're in there.
They're all in there. I mean, that's a really neat idea because if somebody's trying to get that sleek look
Right.
and have very minimal at the front, but
This-
by law you still need to have your
Right.
blinkers and everything,
It's the same way in the back.
and the same
You know,
way in the back.
We put the third light up by the windows.
But yeah, that's very cool that everything, high beams, everything is just coming from the one set of lights and then it's controlled by different buttons on the inside.
Right.
Okay. I just want to bring everyone's attention to the pinstriping here.
Yeah, that was the back half of the car was pinstriped. Didn't realize it when I bought it. They delivered it. Must have redone the hood, and so I had a recommended pinstriper from Paris, Tennessee, come over, and he matched the front to the back.
Now, I haven't come across a Oldsmobile business coupe before. The only Oldsmobiles that I've seen has been the Catalysts,
The four-door
the
sedans.
four-door sedans.
Yes.
Now, tell me about this.
Hey,
What was it used for?
It's for salespeople to go
For
out and
salespeople.
sell. It's got a big trunk. Of course, I like the look of the car the way it is there. The trunk is all upholstered, and it's
Okay.
all finished just like the inside of the car.
Let's have a look at the inside. Very nice. Well,
It's
whoever
clean,
restored
simple.
it, they did a good job.
Yeah, they did. They,
And how did you come across this? Were you looking?
on the internet. Yeah, I was looking for months for a car,
Why?
and I go look.
Why
I
this
look-
one?
Well, I looked at a few of them, and then I go drive to see what it looked like, and it looked like they were painted with a brush or something. They looked great on the internet. This one looked great on the internet, and I talked to the people, and one day I said, well, let's drive to Paducah and see if the car really looks as good as it
As it does in the
is
pictures.
in the pictures. Yeah. And guess what? It did.
Good for you. Where would they have filled up in 39?
Pardon me?
Where would they have filled up in 39?
What do you mean filled up?
The gas.
There was just a gas cap sticking up here.
Those round circle ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's been put in the fender now.
It's been more modernized. But can we have a look inside the trunk?
Yeah.
So even the back here has been modified. You don't have those big round tail lights. It's a lot more sleek. Very custom. I mean, whoever was building it, restored it, they did it to make it into a show car, I guess. Now, Jean, this is the first time you're showing it.
Yes.
And how do you like that? Have you shown other cars before at a show?
Well, I take it to a local car club show,
Yeah.
like every other Saturday or once a month on Saturdays. Never like this. One thing about this thing, it's a steel car, so the trunk lid weighs a ton.
Of course. And it was all, it's upholstered, there's carpet, everything in here as well.
Right. And there's the batteries in that compartment. This is just a little small
Storage.
storage.
Nice.
It'd be nicer if I had a bigger fuel tank, but
How big is the fuel tank?
13 gallons.
And you drive this around?
Well, not a whole lot because I have to look for gas stations
You have to
every
look
now
for
and then.
gas stations. But it's still nice that you're driving it
Yes.
and you still take it out every now and then.
Take it out,
Enjoy it.
put it in the garage, cover it up until the next time it comes out. That's a trunk lid you don't want to get your hand caught in.
No, definitely not. That's why I let you do it.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate this. And have you been to the Redneck Rumble before?
Nope,
It's
never
first
did.
time.
Yeah. The guys that work on the car at the garage for me,
Okay.
they're down there. They have a booth down there. It's the Phillips, father and son.
Have you walked around outside and seen some of the stuff?
Well, we took their golf cart around outside and
Yes.
saw some of the stuff.
And what do you think?
It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, I think we've had enough for the day. We'll come back tomorrow and
Yep.
do a little bit more.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate this.
Okay, well, thank you very
so
much.
I don't know if it's too
Look at
dark
that.
enough.
On Charlie's screensaver, it's me, and of course this is the time I interviewed your El Camino. Yeah, the Redneck Rumble, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then you said it's going to be on there, and I looked and I said, Somerset, and I said it wasn't on there. And you go, oh yes it is. And I opened up the next one, and there it was.
There it was.
There it was.
You know
Big
what?
yellow El Camino.
You're not the only person who's done that, because I do so much of the coverage throughout the shows, and I get so many interviews that I put it in parts. Like the Ford Nationals, each part is almost an hour long. So people do look at it, and if they see part 1 or part 2 and they're not in it, and then they message me, I'm not in there. I'm like, you will be,
Yes,
sir.
you are.
I don't think I've ever cut anyone from my video unless they've asked themselves.
Right.
Because if someone gives me the time, then they will go up on the channel. Yeah. But no, it's all good to see you. But you've got your friend here, Wilburn.
What?
How do I say your name again?
Well-being.
Wellbeing.
Well-being, yeah.
Wellbeing. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
I haven't heard of it before.
I'm the only one.
You are the only one. That's why I don't want to butcher it with my horrible accent. But
Put that out there and somebody will come back and argue with you that
They
he's
might.
not the only one. There's another one.
all the Wilburns out there, come and comment away. But so, what have you got here?
It's a 1933 Plymouth. Which
33
had 4
Plymouth.
suicide doors, and it was the top of the model that year because it's got the stainless or the nickel-plated grille in it, and it's got the winged woman hood ornament. And that was an option that year for the high-end cars, as high-end as it can get.
As high end as it can get.
Yeah.
This is all original. These the bumpers here, the body style.
It's been built with cars of that year, but
Okay.
I don't think they're all original Plymouth parts.
Okay.
It's probably got some parts off of other year model cars, but they were so similar in that year,
You
in
could
that
get away
era,
with it.
that they could interchange parts on them. Because I know it's got some Ford parts and stuff on it.
All right.
And the reason I loved it, it was already changed to a V8 engine. So it's got a V8 engine and automatic transmission, and it had the kind of the original mohair interior. They used that type of mohair interior for these
Nice.
cars back in that era, and it's
Because
not-
that was luxury at the time.
that was luxury at the time.
That was luxury.
And then it's a 4-door, got a huge back seat. You could camp out back there, and all the windows roll down. Even these little side windows here roll down. These little windows here roll down.
Nice. And you know it's made and designed for luxury because they've got ashtrays in the back.
They put ashtrays and a dome light. It's got a dome light in it,
Wow.
and it's got a glass lens in the dome light.
And how long have you had this for?
About 3 years now? I think I've had it about 3 years. I saved it. The car was going downhill really quick.
Okay.
The people that owned it before me, it was getting to the point where you couldn't drive it. So I ended up buying it, and I've done a lot of restoration work on it to get it back to where you could drive it. We drove it here from Louisville, Kentucky, so it's very roadworthy, and it's a nice driving car. Rack and pinion steering, automatic transmission, modern suspension underneath
Modern
it.
suspension.
So,
So you're able to drive it around, which
yeah,
is awesome.
you can get in it and just drive it most anywhere.
That's
You end
awesome.
up being like a one-man parade when you get out in it.
Yes, it is.
Everybody's waiting.
It really is.
All the good-looking women want to go for a ride.
But hey, the top here, is that
That's a vinyl roof.
It's a
Now, it's
vinyl
not
roof.
supposed to have a vinyl roof on it.
Right.
Somebody has filled it. That should have been an open roof. It should have been open, and then they were done like a roof on a house. Would have been built with a slats going across it and a chicken wire mesh, and then a canvas waterproof cover was inserted over that.
That's what I thought it
And
was
that,
canvas.
That was a lot of trouble
Yeah.
to go do that. So whoever originally put this car together took a roof. It's probably off of a station wagon,
right.
and they grafted that roof onto the car, and they did a really nice job. It's almost looks like it's supposed to be part of the car. But that
that's
was really
right.
sharp that you noticed that.
No, I did notice that. I knew they would have had the canvas, so I was wondering.
Yes, yeah, and I would have probably liked that being original, but it didn't bother the fact when I bought the car that I thought, well, that'll be one less thing to maintenance on the car.
So how do you feel when you drive this? Where does it take you? What memories does it take you to?
None. I wasn't born in 1933.
No, but still, you sit in this, and how do you feel? Like, I mean, it's a very, very big classic.
I don't know. It's really cool, isn't it, Charlie? Just riding around in it's really neat. It's like you know you're in a one-of-a-kind car, and then
Yes.
when people are looking at you or making motions to you,
Yeah.
they're not giving you shit. They're
They're actually admiring the classic.
they're actually admiring the car and waving it. Oh, I love your car, So that's pretty cool. But it's kind of and Plymouths are a little bit more rare than the other cars, Fords and Chevrolets of the time. Ford made a car,
Especially in this body style.
Ford made a car that looked just like that, and most people think it's the Bonnie and Clyde car. Bonnie and Clyde were killed in a four-door Ford
they were.
that had suicide doors, and most people think that was the thing, and so it didn't. This is a Plymouth. They were killed in a Ford, and then it's got a trunk on it, so that was an option to have a trunk.
I love the chest. I absolutely love these chests from the olden days.
This one, when I got it, actually had a spare tire carrier on it, so I built a bracket to hold a trunk carrier and found an automobile trunk to put on it, and I had to have a trunk instead of a spare tire carrier.
Yes.
Because it doesn't have a trunk. You got to put everything in the back seat if you haul stuff. So.
But it just goes with the look.
Oh yeah, it goes
It
right along
really
with it.
goes
Oh,
with
yeah,
the look,
it adds to
doesn't
it.
it? I
Yeah, I
prefer
haven't
the
done anything to take away from the period correctness
Yeah.
of the car, like doing anything modern to it. I mean, I even went so far as to pinstripe the wheels.
You did that yourself?
Yeah, I did that.
Wow.
The wheels, it would have had what would have been called an artillery wheel.
Yeah.
And then I found these wheels, which are spoked, and the spoked looked pretty good on it, but it needed something to make it stand out a little more, so I pinstriped them, which would have been an area correct thing.
And was this pinstriping already
And
done when you got it?
that was already there.
Well, you did that very well to match it.
So it
And
was,
it looks good. It really makes
it
it
looks
pop.
pretty good. It's not bad. It's a good driving car. It doesn't win any trophies or shows or anything, but
It's not what it's about.
You can
So
jump
now
in the
you
damn
driving
thing
it.
and go someplace.
That's it, right? Very cool.
But it's been fun the whole time I've had it. Other when it's broke.
Oh, that's
I've had the
awesome.
transmission go out and had to have it towed back to Louisville, and oil leaks and misfires, and that was the stuff. It was all that stuff was going downhill quick
Yeah.
on it.
But now you
And,
fixed it
and
all
I've
up.
saved it, so it's a pretty decent old car right now.
Good for you. Good for you, sir. I appreciate this. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
So this is what I mean when you will find anything and everything at the Redneck Rumble. Now there's a trailer here as well. There's some, I have no idea what it is actually, but what I do know is it's pretty creative. There's a fan up at the top. I'm gonna call it a rat rod with a trailer.
It's a rat rod tractor, basically.
Scott, this is pretty cool.
What it is, it's based on a David Bradley walk-behind tractor, which was sold to the Sears and Roebuck catalog from 1942 to 1962.
Okay.
The only hood they ever made was this shape right here.
Yeah, I can
And
see
that's
that
when
on the
they
tractor
that's when they
hood.
first came out. They only had anywhere from a 2 to 3.5 horsepower engine. In later years, so this particular tractor is a 55, a 1955 one.
Okay.
Highly modified.
Highly
But
modified. So these are the fenders we
to say
can
the
see.
least. Well, so the fenders are of course just hoods.
Just hoods, yeah.
They're just hoods. Well, when they started putting bigger engines on them, they never made a different hood. So they just came without hoods.
Okay.
They just came blank without a hood. So this one would not have originally had a hood, but I just love the way the hood looks. The hoods looked. I've always liked those. Just very striking and unusual. So following this theme of this shape, everything follows that shape. So John Deere, so those are John Deere headlights off a John Deere tractor. So even like the belt line, the way this radius is, it matches this. A lot of repurposed parts. For example, 41 Chevy fenders. The gas tank is actually it's a 134A refrigerant tank that would have had Freon in it. So the whole thing steers, it's articulated.
Wow.
So it just steers by hinging in the middle. Once you're moving, it actually steers very easily.
Wow. Okay.
The whole
So-
structure.
Over here, what's happening here?
Well, these would have been the original handlebars right here.
Okay.
And then the Twin Dragons was just something I found here years before this.
Yeah.
Thought it was cool and finally found a use for it. And it kind of ties in with the rat rod thing. And then got a Packard grill. It's actually a Blessbach skull, which would have been a South American antelope.
Okay.
I just like the way the horns are.
Well, they look cool.
Yeah, they look cool for
They
sure.
look cool. And then
The,
you've got bike
Cup
handles.
holders. So
Oh, it's a cup holder.
cup holders. I had to put a piece of rubber there because the vibration would rub a hole. It would rub a hole in your drink and your drink would start leaking.
Fair
So
enough.
the pinky has to have a little rubber thing on
Yeah.
it so it doesn't rub a hole in your drink.
And you've got the handlebars.
Well,
of,
the tractors never had brakes because they were always pulling something in the dirt,
Okay.
right? So they didn't need brakes. Well, in this application, since I made it where it goes faster, it goes up to about 10 miles an hour, where stock would have been about 2.
Yes.
I needed to have brakes, plus I'm pulling all this. So we do show tours, like we just cruise the strips and do show tours. And when people buy stuff to swap me, like they might buy a rear end or a bumper or transmission, something too heavy.
Yeah.
The parking lot's a half mile away. So we'll run them out there to their car and stuff like that.
So this is pretty cool. Tomorrow the crowds are going to pick up a lot more being the
dude, it's
Saturday.
gonna be ridiculous.
So I'm going to see you
Yeah.
driving people back and forth.
Yeah.
And that someone can sit next to you.
Yeah.
You got
So
people to
here,
sit here as well.
here.
And then obviously they can just squat down
Yeah,
in
put
this.
their parts in here.
Oh, put their parts in there.
Put their parts in there. Or ride. I've had
Alright.
as many as 4 or 5 adults and like 15 kids in it.
Yeah, nice.
It didn't like it, but it did it. But yeah, if you want to hop on, we can cruise and you can just get some footage.
All right,
of
let's
the
go
car
for a
as we
little
pass-
bit.
as we
Okay.
pass through. But yeah, if you want to
All right, let's
hop
go,
right there,
Scott.
you can. And then, but check this out. So this entire structure up here, what this is, it was a spool. You know those giant spools that would have had like the direct buried fiber optic cable?
No.
Those massive metal spools.
Okay.
So like, it's just a reel. It's one half of a reel.
Okay.
So here's the original radius, which I cut the curves off here.
Oh,
And
okay, I
moved those
see.
curves up here to push the nose out further. And this was the center that it would have had a big axle through.
Yes.
It's just it's a massive spool is what the roof is.
That is so cool.
So it's all just rearranged, and these are gutters. So when it rains, the water collects right here and runs down the drain. So I've been coming here for 13 years.
So you've just been watching all the other
I've been
different
watching all this stuff. I was
roads?
like, I'm gonna build something. I'm gonna build something out of nothing for
Yeah.
this show.
And make money on the side as well.
Yeah, and I break even. I
Why
pretty much
not?
break even for the trip, but it's fun.
Why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And how
it's-
long did it take you?
It took. I worked on this pretty steadily for about 6 months.
Wow.
So not a real long time, but and then keep adding stuff, and like for example, I had these van seats for seriously probably 15 years before I found a use for them. So a lot of the stuff I already had and just hung on to it. And I was like, I'll use that one day.
Isn't
And
that
then
cool? I mean,
finally, you can do something with it.
it's what I said. It's recycling at its best with these rat rods, and that's why I do get drawn to them, because there's so much creativity involved here as well. And what about your trailers? What are they made
So
from?
that trailer is actually a Sears Allstate trailer. I found it up north, and the scale fit this project.
Yeah.
The physical size of it, and it was already rusty and everything. And so all I did is I just put a new axle and new tires and bearings and stuff on it, and it still has the original tag, the original nameplate still on the front right there. Got your old fan right there you turn on.
Okay, no, I'm all right with that, but you don't have many mirrors.
I got one mirror right here.
That's it.
Yep, and I can see the entire straightened line like that.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
The roof material is just, it's flooring for buses. And then with the skirt all the way around, it's the same material, but that way you get out, if you hit your head, it's just rubber. It doesn't hurt.
Well, I appreciate this, Scott. You're going to be very busy.
Hopefully.
And for everybody who's coming back to the Rumble in spring or in the fall and again next year,
I'm usually here.
you're usually here, and this is so cool. So if you guys are out there buying parts and you got to take it back to your car, check this out. You know, you can't miss Scott. You know, you can't miss him with the setup that he has here. So yeah, just shout him down and get a ride.
There you go.
Awesome. I appreciate this.
All right, you're
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
Thank you.
Alright everybody, this is pretty cool because I have found Shop Truck Gatherings Todd Johnson's truck here, his Ford truck, and this time it's with their camper as well. Now I don't know if you guys know this, but we did a podcast with Todd to talk about Shop Truck Gathering, which is happening very soon in July. And so I've seen pictures of the truck, but now here at the Redneck Rumble, the truck is here, the camper's here, and so is Todd.
Hello, how you doing?
It's so good to see you in person.
It's good to meet you in person. I wish Michelle was here.
Me too. I wish she was here. We had both
She'll
of
get
you
to
on
meet
the
you in
podcast.
July. Yep.
100%. I'm looking forward to Shop Truck Gathering. It's going to be so much fun. Second year.
Second year, and we hope it's twice as big. That's what we're hoping.
Well, people are talking about it.
Everywhere.
The Facebook group, Shop Truck Gathering, you've got to jump on board. It is growing rapidly.
Almost 5,000 members. Yep.
You're going to have your
Very
hands full.
I think so. I think we're probably going to have 400 or 500 trucks this year, and if we do, that's going to be a handful. But bring them on. Bring them
Well,
on.
you know what? It's going to be so much fun. It's all trucks, which I love. It's all trucks, makes and models.
1998 and older. Yep.
98 and older.
Any truck. Yep. Any truck.
And that is happening on July
29th.
29.
Yep. Saturday, July 29th. Yep. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
You know what? We talked about the truck before in the podcast, and here it is as well here. What we didn't talk about is the trailer.
Is the camper, right?
The camper, I should
Yep,
say.
see
I shouldn't
inside.
say trailer.
It's okay. Camper, trailer, whatever, yeah.
And you made all of this yourself, Todd?
I've done every bit of it at my home shop, yep.
What did you start off with?
This was my dad's lawnmower trailer that he hauled lawnmowers on for his business, for his lawnmower business. And he's
Okay.
been dead 9 years, and my mom gave me the trailer.
Yeah.
So I bought new wheels and tires and redone the bearings and built a camper on it. So now it's a piece of my dad rolling around with me.
Wow,
Pretty-
I love
pretty-
that.
pretty
Sorry
special.
to hear about your dad, but the fact that you've got this and he can go everywhere with you.
Everywhere, yep. Little piece of him going with me.
And you were telling me your mum's a big Elvis fan.
She's an Elvis fan, and my wife is a Johnny Cash fan, so I bought the signs for them, and I'll probably put them up in this camper. Yep.
Wow.
Did you see the little license plate I made? I took 6 license plates of Kentucky ones and cut them up and made camper out of it. Yep.
It's so creative.
Yep. And this light I got from the 400-mile yard sale in Kentucky, and I cleaned it up, painted it, and put a new bulb in it.
And is
So-
that just on batteries?
No, it plugs into the wall, just
Oh,
like the air
okay,
conditioner.
okay.
Yeah. So, and I've got a generator that I usually bring, but I didn't bring it today. But it's got a switch on the inside that you turn and turn the light on.
I love this little feature right here.
Oh yeah, and them little bubbles. Yeah, and if nobody online has seen it, there's what it looks like with the air conditioner in it. It's got a mesh floor to drain the water, so the water comes out of here and goes right on the ground instead of going in my camper and rotting it out. It's a handle off of a storage building. I mean, you know, it's brand new. Just Because that way I can lock it up.
You make it work.
I'll make it work. Yep.
You make it
That
work.
window come out of a 72 pull behind camper, and the guy gave it to me out of a bathroom. And I put it in there and sealed it up, and it rolls in and out.
It's a perfect size for
It's
it.
perfect size for this little camper. Yeah, it don't
You
need a
put
big one.
something, a big one in there, it would have taken away from its
It
look.
would have taken away from it. Yep, and I painted the wheels to match the truck. It's got chrome lug nuts like
And
the
where
truck.
did you get the little fenders from?
They're off of a boat trailer, an old antique boat trailer. And I thought it kind of looked fat, you know, like the truck kind of sort of. I mean, it,
yeah.
And I went to Lowe's and had them to copy that paint. And they made this at Lowe's, and this is an exterior house paint, so it'll last. It should last 30 years. I mean, you know.
Now we saw wood on the inside. What's on the outside?
It's all wood too.
It's all wood too.
Yeah, I went with wood because the metal was going to be 14 times more expensive than this. I was going to put just metal covering over top of the wood.
Right.
But it was like $800.
Yeah.
And the paint was like $100 a gallon, so it was a no-brainer. I spent $200 instead of $800. You know.
Well, maybe the wood would be cooler as well.
I think it would be because it won't heat soak. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, it won't heat soak. So my little window rolls in and out of there. You turn the air conditioner on. In about 40 minutes, it'll go from 90 degrees to 60 degrees.
There you go.
Oh, it'll freeze you to death in there. So
There you go.
I was going to run like a cooler with ice and a fan on it.
Yeah.
I tried that, but it just wouldn't.
No.
It wouldn't cool it down like this does.
Now, Todd, you were here at the Rumble in fall, and you were camping as well. Did you have this, or did you have a camper van, a full-on?
Actually, I brought a golf cart on a trailer, and I slept on the golf cart trailer with this canopy over my head. Yeah, I'm pretty hardcore. Yeah. I didn't
And
have,
that was everybody. That was in September,
that
so
was
it
in
wasn't that
September.
hot.
It wasn't that hot. And when I woke up, I was freezing. But you know, my wife said, "You're crazy," and I said, "No, I'm hardcore. I love the
That's what I
Rumble.
remember. That Michelle
love-
didn't come with you. She didn't stay the night.
She didn't stay the night. Nope.
Ladies are smart sometimes,
Yep,
guys.
and so I told her, I said, I'm not going to pull the big camper with this truck because it's not set up for that.
Yeah.
And the big camper takes a bigger truck, so you got to drive down here twice. And You got
Yes.
to drive home twice. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to sleep outside no more. I tried that, and that was a little too chilly. So I told her, I said, before the next Rumble comes up, I'm going to build me one that's for me. And if you want to go, we'll take the big one. But right
Yes.
now, I'm going to sleep in
But
this one.
both
So
of you can fit in that as well.
we can fit in there, yes.
Exactly.
It's 6'2" to sleep.
Yep.
And I'm only 5'9". She's only like 5'2", so we'll fit right in
You'll
there.
fit fine.
Yeah. And I've got an air mattress, blow up air mattress,
Okay.
and it fits the camper just
And it
right
fits
size. So you just
There you
blow
go.
it up when you're sleeping, you take it back down, and then you got the carpeted floor to sit on.
So you'll be camping in this this weekend? No.
Probably camp this weekend. I've got another show to go to in French Lick, Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah, so I won't get to camp. We're just taking the truck tomorrow. And all we're doing it's about 3 hours from my house, so that means it's probably 5 hours from here. You know, so
Yeah, that
a
would
little bit too much.
Fair enough.
But we got a room up there. We're going to stay in a room up there in French Lick.
But Shop Truck Gathering is happening very soon. The word is getting spread, which is why you're traveling around
That's
the
right.
shows.
I'm traveling around, getting the word out. Got my mini bike with got the advertisement right on the front of it.
Here we go. Let's get this again
I
on
keep
film.
flyers in there all the time. Yep.
Now, Todd, if somebody wants to get more information on this, they can just call you.
Call me. Yep. Or they can look on Facebook and find Shop Truck Gathering, and they can get in touch with me that way if they want to.
Awesome. I'm so happy I ran into you.
Me too. Yep. Good to meet you.
Good to see
Because I've been
you.
watching you on YouTube, and I'm like, you're doing such a good job.
It's
and,
a lot of
and
fun.
Michelle thinks the world of you. She's so sweet.
Oh, I think Michelle is sweet. I wish she
she's a
was here.
sweetheart.
So.
I wish she was, but she's cleaning up and getting things ready for tomorrow. 'Cause
Yep.
We're going to be gone from 4 o'clock in the morning.
She'll
to
join
5,
you on that show.
all day. Yeah, so
Okay.
she's getting everything ready, you know, and we've already got a room rented. So I'll pack all this up and go home. And as soon as I get home, I got to unload and get that ready to go. So I'll be working till late tonight. Yeah.
Well, give her my best, and
I
I'll
will.
see you in July at Shop Truck Gathering.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.